Yes, you missed about 10 minutes of Slaughtneil dominance, really, and Christopher Bradley has put that over the bar from 13 yards, and there's just 1 point now between the sides. Just about 10 minutes to go here, and it's Slaughtneil 10 points, Ballinderry 1 goal and 8 points, and Ballinderry with down to 14 men here, Chris, with only 10 minutes left. You would imagine Slaughtneil have just assumed favouritism here.
Well, Slaughtneil, the momentum's all with them. Interest in the Ballinderry supporters over across the way are trying to gee their team up and get them out again. I know Aaron Devlin's rallying the troops there as well in the forward line, so Ballinderry aren't going to lie down here, but it's going to be an exciting finish.
Certainly not, and it's a bit of a reminder of the 2008 game when it was very, very close going into the last 10 minutes, and it was Ballinderry who got a couple of points to actually win that game, and they'll be hoping they can do something similar today. But Slaughtneil will have other ideas, and Christopher Bradley now picks up the ball on the Ballinderry 45-yard line for Slaughtneil. He looks for Fergal McEldowney, who's now playing on the inside forward line, and Kevin McGuckin just shepherds him out of play. Fergal couldn't pick up possession, and it's a kick out now to Ballinderry. And a kick out they'll be happy to take as much time over as possible, and there is a Ballinderry player down with cramp.
Man down with cramp. I'm just not sure who it is. It might be Gareth McIllis that's down at the minute. Gareth has been known to spend a wee bit of time on the floor, but he looks to be in a wee bit of bother here. He's just trying to stretch out the cramp.
And for the neutral here, Chris, I mean, we had a very good first half for the most part, and I suppose there was fears during the second half that when Ballinderry took a 6-point lead, they would maybe just peter out into an easy Ballinderry victory. But Slaughtneil have certainly made a game of this.
They have. They've come back. Credit to them. I suppose that's the attitude that Barton has instilled in them: is never die. I suppose the Slaughtneil supporters would expect that from their team, but they've done remarkably well to get back into this game. And as said earlier on, it's right in the melting pot now.
And I'm just looking around here to see where the free man is currently playing, and I think it's Padraig Kelly, wearing number 12, who's just being played loosely around the middle of the field, Chris, and they'll be using him to drive forward, win break ball, and maybe set up a few attacks.
I think they're going to try and keep Padraig Kelly as wide as possible here and be an outlet playing wide. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
This is Raymond Wilkinson now pushing forward for Ballinderry, and he won that ball that came off the head of Endemolton. He wins a free.
I can't believe he got that free, and the Slaughtneil boys are protesting, and that's been brought in. That's a sure point there. Very lucky to get that. I felt he ran into the tackle. Slaughtneil actually done well, and Sean Hamill has given them a good scoring chance here.
Yes, indeed, as Chris just said there, the free has been brought into just about 30 yards from goal, and it's one that suits Colin Devlin's right hand side. And if they can get this, I mean, it's a score that Ballinderry desperately need here, because Slaughtneil have got the last 4 points in a row. They've gained a man an advantage, and Ballinderry have gone out of the game. So they need this not only to get a bit of momentum back, but just to keep that gap on the scoreboard.
They should go over the bar. Colin Devlin kicking into serious sun here at the minute, which you never know, it could put him off. But the Ballinderry defence have all got their hands over their eyes, and that might come into play later on. You never know.
We'll see how Colin does with this one. And it's gone to the left and wide, and it's indicative, Chris, of just a little bit of tension that's just pulled into the Ballinderry ranks over the past 10 or so minutes, and they're struggling at the minute to get into this game.
They are. They've gone completely out of the game in the last 10 minutes there. The boys in Berlin will be squeaky bottom time now, I would say. Squeaky
bottom time. I mean, they'll hardly want to go to the check-in desk at this stage. They'll be staying with us for the next maybe 7 or 8 minutes. By my reckoning, we have just about 7 minutes left here in Celtic Park, and it's Ballinderry who lead 1 goal and 8 points to Slaughtneil's 10 points. Colin Devlin got the goal in the first half, a beautifully taken goal from an Endemolton pass, and it's really that goal that's still separating the sides. But Slaughtneil coming right back into it, and just on the far side now, on the right hand side of the Ballinderry, on the Ballinderry side, we have a throw ball that James Conway has won, but I think he's palmed it into the hands of a Slaughtneil man, and it's Chris McKay who picks the ball up, and he's tackled by Colin Devlin, who wins a free, and he did well to get that ball back. Did Colin Devlin, and Endemolton gets the ball in, and it is Ryan Bell who wins a free, Chris, and it's 13 yards out, and he won't miss this one.
Right, well, sorry, that was Martin Harney. Martin Harney got fouled there by Togger, by Padraig Kelly, and that's going to be a free in, and that's a definite point. Dietz has a ball in his hands in front of the goals, 21 yards out, and this should leave 2 units.
Yes, the referee Sean Hamill from Ballinderry has actually moved that into just the centre of the goal, so Colin Killigan has the chance just to pop this over on his right hand, on his right foot, and he makes no mistake. And it's now 1-9 to 10 points. Ballinderry 1-9, Slaughtneil 10 points. 2 points in it here, with just about 5 minutes to go at Celtic Park. And it was a good period of possession there. I know they only end up getting a point out of all that, Chris, but it was a good period of possession for Ballinderry just to slow things down and get themselves back into it.
It has definitely settled them, broke that wee bit of momentum that Slaughtneil have. But Slaughtneil are back in the attack and they've done well to win that ball around the middle of the pitch.
They have won it, and it's Fergal McEldowney who's won that ball. And
Sean Hamill had blown. Well, he hadn't blown, but he had signalled.
Oh, and a big hit going in around Bell there. Sorry, Chris.
That's one of the Patsy hits there, I think. Patsy with a haymaker.
It looked like a good shoulder. I mean, it was hard to see from here as the far side from us, but
maybe a wee bit frontal. I think that's what the Ballinderry boys aren't happy with. Seemed to be just a wee bit on the front of the shoulder, and I think that's rightly a free, but there's a yellow card shown there as well.
Well, Patsy Bradley has been adjudicated certainly a foul round on that occasion by the referee, and it will be a free kick to Ballinderry on their own 45-yard line.
Just in the play before that, Kieran, Fergal McEldowney was going through for a score. He's 21 yards out. He seemed to get a bit of a tug. Sean Hamill signalled for the play to continue on, and in the next instance he lost the ball, which was very unfortunate. I'm sure Slaughtneil would have rather blew the free there and give the free in, which would have been you would have bet it probably would have been a certain score. So.
I suppose that's the problem with the advantage rule in Gaelic, and it's not an advantage rule as such that the ball's never brought back.
That'll be something that Tony Scully and this football review committee, I suppose, have a look at. But
well, we'll see what comes out of that. But at the minute, it's Colin Devlin who's in midfield, and he seeks Conor Gilligan with a beautifully threaded ball, and it's Gilligan down his right hand side.
Very well marked there.
And very well marked by Brian McGuigan, and the referee possibly could have blown. He's blown up for that type of free so far, but instead he's given a free out to Slaughtneil.
In round Tyrone, that's called that half free, and they've been coaching that, and that was probably a half free. He was probably fortunate to get away with that.
I didn't realise they gave frees round Tyrone. So it's a free out to Slaughtneil. The referee Sean Hamill is booking. I think that's Aaron Devlin. He's just booked Ballinderry down to 14 men. Just to remind you here, they lead by 1 goal and 9 points to Slaughtneil's 10 points, and it's Conan Cassidy who can take the ball away now for Slaughtneil. And Patsy Bradley now looking to run it out, and Patsy will be able to drive the ball forward. He looks for Togger Kelly, and Patsy Bradley has been fouled, and the referee blows for a free. Chris McCaig now looking the ball with his arms out on the right hand side, but Anna Muldoon has now picked him up, and it's Carl McCaig that picks up possession instead. Carl now will try to take it forward. He's taken it into the 40 yards out from goal, but he's been surrounded by 3 Ballinderry men despite the numerical disadvantage.
Brother Chrissy helped him out well there, got on to the end of a ball that was spilling loose, and this is a scoreable chance now for Jim Kelly. And
it was Dermot McGuckin, the substitute, I think, who got back there, but it's been a free to Slaughtneil that Jim Kelly has placed wide, and there wasn't much emphasis behind that free at all, Chris, and he just seems to have sealed wide of Mickey Collins' post, who was happy to see it go wide.
He seemed to rush the kick there. Jim usually would be very accurate from that type of range, and he seemed to be panicked to kick a bit and kicked it wide. That one really should have been going over the bar, which would have left one in it.
It would have left one in it, and as it is, with just 2 minutes left here at Celtic Park in this Derry Senior Football Championship final, it's Ballinderry 1 goal and 9 points, Slaughtneil 10 points, and Michael Conlon has certainly taken his time with this kick, and who would blame him?
He's not going to rush it. Gerald Bradley has just come on there for Danny McMullen. Gerald Bradley is now the free man, and Gerald would be a good finisher, so they'll be hoping to get him into a bit of space and onto the end of a ball. He actually wants a breaking ball here as well from the kick out. Has the ball, he's in a lot of space along the sideline just in front of us, continues to run. Ryan Bell meets him and has held him up. Good tackle there by Ryan Bell. Yeah, and the ball comes back now to Paul Bradley, who is playing very patiently Slaughtneil in front of the Ballinderry defence. Ballinderry with every man back bar 3, and it's Padraig Kelly who has the ball, and he's been playing as a spare man, and it's a ball that goes straight at the hands of James Conway, who picks the ball up, and Kevin McGuckin wins a free. And again, another chance for Ballinderry just to get a little bit of respite and just calm the pressure. Slaughtneil just seem to be finding it difficult to break that final third there, and it's going to be a close finish here, but Ballinderry have the ball in attack now.
And it's Dermot McGuckin in possession down the far hand side for Ballinderry, and Ballinderry now being patient. it's their turn to be patient with the ball, and they can afford to be patient with the ball. And I think that's Darren Conway, who just come on there for Martin Harney as a substitute.
Making the run there. Slaughtneil need to get their hands on this ball and get the ball back down the pitch.
And they have got their hands on the ball. It's a sideline kick to Slaughtneil in their own half. And we're in the final minute of the game here. We're in the final minute of the game here at Celtic Park, and it's Chris McCaig who burst through now for Slaughtneil. A goal is really what Slaughtneil need at this stage, depending on injury time.
Muldoon there, massive hit by Enda Muldoon on Chrissy McCaig, puts him over the line, and Alan Nash blows the sideline to Enda Muldoon.
And just to let you know as well, the linesman has indicated that there'll be 3 minutes of injury time here as Ryan Bell takes the ball forward for Ballinderry, and it's really only going to be a goal that'll probably save Slaughtneil down. And the worst thing about it is they have to go for a goal. They can't afford to take points probably.
We're into them 3 minutes now. Ballinderry killing time, hand passing the ball. Slaughtneil really need to push up here. Their spare man at the moment is Patsy Bradley, who's sitting on their own 45. And it's pushed man for man here and stop the run, but Ballinderry are coming on a wave here now.
And it's Conor Nevin now who's bursting forward from centre half back, and he's 45 metres out, and he has got a chance on his right hand side, but he elects not to take it and puts it out to Ryan Bell instead, who shoots high, and the shot is dropping into the hands of Anthony McMullen, who elects to punch it unorthodoxly, but Slaughtneil get away with it. And Conan Cassidy comes out of the ball and he loses possession. He fails to pick it up, and it's Conleth Gilligan now who has possession of Ballinderry, and he wins a free, an easy free, and it's Barry McGuigan.
Won it here for Ballinderry. One more point will seal the deal here, and that is going to be a fine chance there. Conleth Gilligan's just took a heavy knock. He's on the floor and he's not going to get up anytime soon.
Conleth using all his experience just to take a few more seconds out of the clock. Once he brushes himself down, he'll presumably put this over the bar. He's about 35 yards out from goal on his right hand side. Barry McGuigan picks up a yellow card. We're a minute and a half into the 3 minutes of injury time. Ballinderry with a 2 point lead and a chance to make it 3.
Yep, physio took his time coming on there as well, so Ballinderry slowing down the clock as best as they can. It's going to be very difficult to see Slaughtneil coming back here now.
It's been a spirited performance from Slaughtneil in the second half, considering they were at one stage 6 points down, Chris. But Ballinderry have just shown, I mean, we talked beforehand about the experience that they have, and they've used it all, but the boys like Gilligan and Muldoon have really come to the fore in these last few minutes.
They have, they've done well to break the momentum of Slaughtneil there in the second half.
And Gilligan shoots, and Gilligan puts it over the bar. He raises his hand to the crowd, and with just a minute left here in Celtic Park,
Slaughtneil men are coming walking out after that kick with their heads down. I think their body language tells it all. They know this game's probably just beyond them. Ballinderry probably will get a sub on here as well to completely kill the clock.
We're just a few seconds really away here. We're in the final minute of the game. It's 3 points in it here. It's Ballinderry 110, Slaughtneil 10 points.
Brilliant run there by Twin McEldowney.
And a great run from McEldowney, who gets the ball into Jim Kelly, who picks up possession. He gets on his left foot, but he elects to pass it off to Paul Bradley. And Slaughtneil have to go for a goal here. They can't afford to be patient.
They've pushed them back out here to the 21-yard line. They've got a free in, but a free is really no good at this stage.
They have got a free in, and it's Carl McCaig who won that free. He was pulled to the ground by Enda Muldoon, and they're about 25 yards out here, given the angle. And Christopher Bradley will just have to kind of hoist this into the large parallelogram and hope that something comes off it.
He's going to have to wait on Ballinderry to make that sub that we talked about, and it's
Kevin Moss McGuckin
on for James Conway, I think, is making his way off. So that's just a ploy to kill down the clock.
And Christopher does put it in, and it's been taken by Carl McCaig. But there's about every man on the pitch almost is in there, and the referee has given a free out to Ballinderry for picking the ball off the ground, and that should seal the victory now for Ballinderry.
Slaughtneil hoofed the ball and tried to bore their way through about 6 men there. It was never going to happen, and the right decision there by Sean Hamill to give the free out. And
Michael Conlon will play the ball across to Enda Muldoon, and the referee is very soon to blow the whistle here, and he does blow the whistle, and that's the final whistle here in these once again consecutive champions Ballinderry on a scoreline here of 110 to 10 points over Slaughtneil. Ballinderry once again Derry senior football champions. Chris,
Ballinderry probably deserved it in the end. Got off to a very good start in the first half, come out the second half, and them 2 points at the start of the second half proved crucial. Put a big gap. Slaughtneil done well to get back into it and to try and contest the game, but spectators are flooding on the pitch here in Celtic Park. Good scenes from Ballinderry, blue and white. John McLaughlin's going back down the road.
He's going back down the road where he's been for the past 12 months and will be for the next 12 months, and it's a sea of blue here in Celtic Park, with the odd Slaughtneil jersey just looking rather despondent, but a spirited second half performance from them. Chris, but in the end of the day, it was Colin Evans' goal, that one move that was the difference between the sides.
Yep, it was a very good match. I think anybody that made their journey up to Celtic Park will be happy enough with the game. It was a good game, I know, from a neutral. I was played in the right spirit too. It was hard, but it was fair, and there was no real nastiness off the ball or anything like that. Ballinderry men are just shaking the hands of Slaughtneil's. I'm sure Slaughtneil take a lot of pride in how they've got on this year, but really, like I said at the start, they probably really need to be winning this one. But there you go, Ballinderry have it again, and they're tough not to crack. That'll be an excellent Ulster match now between them and Eric O'Keefe.
I mean, that's going to be fascinating considering the Ronan McGuckin element there. I mean, that's going to be one to savour for not only fans in Tyrone and Derry, but that's a big clash in Ulster Ballinderry against Eric O'Keefe, a real traditional Ulster heavyweight clash.
Yeah, and I think Ballinderry today brought their game today, as opposed to maybe the last couple of games they've been stuttering. They were a lot better today, and if they can continue to improve, Ulster, you're looking at Eric, probably St Galls, Cross McLean. It's going to be a tough Ulster campaign, but if they can keep improving, you never know.
Well, that's